Hello YouTube, it's Michael here. I'm doing my update video for my Nintendo Wii stuff now. This will be my fourth video altogether, my third update video for the Nintendo Wii, and I'll get right into it. The first game I picked up, or I'm going to show at least, is called Bleach Shattered Blade. It's a Shonen Jump game published by Sega. Bleach is an anime game that I am not particularly familiar with, but this was $1. And most anime Japanese type games hold their value pretty well, and I'm kind of surprised it was $1. It was complete. I'm not sure how rare this is. I don't see it that often, but then again, there's a lot of shovelware for Wii that I don't. I'll go into a game store and be like, man, I've never seen that before, but it looks like complete crap. I'm not sure how this plays. I will say it's probably not shovelware. It probably is just an average game, probably kind of like maybe a hack and slash is my opinion, or a fighting type game. But I haven't put it in, obviously. But it's for $1. I think adding most anime type games to your collection is a good deal. So that's why I did it. Next game I picked up is Conduit 2, and it's also published by Sega. And it looks like it says it's compatible with Wii Motion Plus. Some of these newer games are Wii Motion Plus only. I only have seen 2 of them, but I do know that they exist. But if you know anything about the Conduit, which is here's the first one. It's a kind of a first-person shooter type game, but the first Conduit was pretty good. I haven't heard too much about Conduit 2. I do know Conduit 2 is way harder to find than the first one. So I was actually pretty happy to find it. It was $10 when I found it, but it was weird. I've been looking for this game for a while, and the certain GameStop that I went to that was about 50 miles away from me had 3 copies of this game. So I haven't seen it in a long time, and they had 3 copies, which I thought was a little strange. 3 complete copies. So, and I picked the best looking one up, which wasn't the greatest anyway. But for $10, that I think it actually goes for more than $10. And I actually think it's a light rare game. It's not like the rarest out there, but it's definitely a rare game in my opinion. The next game I'm showing is called Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo's Dungeon. If you know anything about Chocobo's Dungeon games, the first one came out for the PlayStation 1. It's very light-hearted, kind of turn-based if you want it to be dungeon crawler. All the dungeons are randomly generated. Actually a pretty good game. I was really happy to find this one. I've actually haven't seen a complete copy in a long time at a game store, and I was really happy to find it. It was a little more on the pricey side. It was $15. I took advantage of the buy 2 get 1 free, so it ended up being a little cheaper in the long run for me. But really happy to find it. It's like I said, it's actually a better game than I expected. I didn't expect shovelware, but normally it's kind of, I thought it was going to be a little more cutesy, and it is cutesy, and not as deep as most Final Fantasies, which is also a true statement. But I actually had a lot of fun playing this, and like I said, in my opinion, the 3 Final Fantasy games, which is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, the Crystal Bears, and what's this other one? That Goes to Time. All the Final Fantasy games for the Nintendo Wii aren't the most common to find. They're definitely less printed and less available than all the other 7th gen counterparts of Final Fantasy games. So, in my opinion, the Chocobo's Dungeon is probably the best game and the hardest to find. At least it was for me. So, the next game I'm showing is called Far Cry Vengeance, and man, I picked up a ton of crappy cases, didn't I? But or stickered up cases. But anyway, Far Cry's kind of come a long ways in the series, and this was also developed by Ubisoft, that owns the Far Cry name. But this was a very cheap game. It was $1 or $2. I can't remember exactly, but I know it was no more than $2. That's why I picked it up, and it was complete. And I'm sure it's not a complete crappy game, but I have not heard people talking about Far Cry Vengeance, which could be a good thing or bad thing. And you use if you look at the back here, you can use the Wii Motion controls to shoot and claw and slash and grenade. So it's still first person and still a shooter. So if you're into that sort of thing, I would recommend picking it up for $1 or $2 and adding it to a collection. So this next game I wasn't sure about. It kind of looked like shovelware to me. It was published by Nintendo though, and this is one of the games that I was talking about that requires the Wii Motion Plus controller. So if you don't have a Wii Motion Plus, you won't be playing this game or games like Skyward Sword. Like I said, I think there's a couple of others, but when I looked at this, it sounds about how it reads on the back. You fling around stuff and smash into stuff. It's kind of a puzzle type game. Maybe like in the same vein as Boom Blocks and stuff, but the fact that it was published by Nintendo and it was $1, I'm like, I don't think I can go too wrong with a game like this. So it might not be the best game, but I do like published Nintendo games. They usually offer pretty polished stuff when they release games, even for their quote unquote like third-party developers. This next game I'm showing is called Ghostbusters, a video game. I was a huge Ghostbusters fan when I was growing up as a kid. You know, I had the firehouse, I had the proton pack, I had the ghost capture device. I forget what it's called. I'm not as big a fan of it now as I used to be, only because it's kind of a died out series. It's definitely got a cult following. But anyway, onto the game. For the 7th generation, PS3 and Xbox 360 and the Wii all got the Ghostbusters games. Now, the Wii version of Ghostbusters is different than the PS3 and the 360. So, if you didn't know that, it's something to watch out for. And the one for PS3 I've played. I don't know them, so I'd like to buy it again. But I really enjoyed the one for PS3, so that's why I picked this one up. I've seen it now and again, again, I picked this up with the buy two get one free. It was $15, and I actually found Chocobo's Dungeon, Ghostbusters, and another game that's actually pretty damn rare. Pretty happy to find them, so that's why I picked it up that day. But it's not the rarest game. It's more. I don't even know if I would call it that uncommon, but it's a good game, and that's why I picked it up. Next game I'm showing is definitely rare. It's called Ju-On the Grudge. It's a haunted house simulator, it says, published by Xseed. I enjoy Xseed games, and I appreciate that they bring a lot of games over to North America, Canada, U.S., and parts of Mexico and South America. They bring a lot of games that wouldn't normally come over to this region, and I really appreciate that. This is not a great game, but it is a rare game. It is what it says it is. You move around with if you hold A, you walk around, and you use the Wii controller to look around with the flashlight and stuff. It's got an interesting premise. It's really kind of slow, not very long. You can beat it within a couple of hours. And the only haunted house that's really on there is a 5th one that you unlock after you beat the game. So, but if you're looking for a rare game, this usually goes between I want to say $30 to $50, depending on the day, the condition, and the completeness. But this is complete in a really good condition, and I found it at a vintage game store for $25. So I was actually pretty happy to find it, because I had been looking for it for a while, but I didn't want to sink $50 into this thing. So I keep an eye out for this one, because this one's actually pretty rare. I've actually never seen it at a GameStop, even disc only. This next game I'm showing is called Metal Slug Anthology. I own the PS2 version as well, but I have heard that the Wii version of this game is kind of rare. It's weird. I didn't see it until and the first time I saw a complete copy after I read about its rarity and stuff, I bought it. And this was, again, it was another kind of pricey game. I think it was either $10 or $15. which is expensive for a Wii. Most of the Wii games I pick up nowadays are like $1 or $2, but it's got the entire Metal Slug series, I believe, on it, like Metal Slug 1 through 5 with some weird variants in the middle. But it's now that I found it, I've seen a copy in almost every GameStop I've gone to. So I don't know how rare it is, but I know Metal Slug. Metal Slug, if you know anything about Metal Slug, it's an old Neo Geo side-scrolling shooter, kind of like Contra. But I really enjoy the games, and I think they're pretty fun. They're arcadey type games, but I would definitely put this in any collection. If you can find it for $10 or under, it's definitely worth it. So, alright. This next game I'm going to show is called Rampage Total Destruction, published by Midway. And if you know anything about the Rampage games, I remember seeing Rampage in the arcades, and I remember playing Rampage on the NES at a good friend's of mine that lived a couple houses down when I was a little kid, and I used to really like that game. And you go around as a King Kong copy, a Godzilla copy, and this giant Wolfman thing, and you tear down houses, eat people. I had fun with it, like I said. And if this game is anything like it, then I'm really glad I picked it up. This one again was $1 or $2. I think it was $2. And when I looked at the back, it has actually the logo for the original Rampage, so I think you can unlock the original Rampage that I was talking about for NES, which is a good value if that's true. And it looks like the gameplay is similar. I got this from a GameStop, but obviously it was a rental. But anyway, I enjoy the Rampage games, like I said, and for $1 or $2. Actually, I don't see this one that often, and I don't think it probably didn't sell particularly well. It's probably definitely uncommon. So, this game I picked up because it was again a Nintendo published game, and Nintendo published games don't normally publish complete shite. So I picked it up. It was $10. I was kind of on the fence about it for that price. So, but I did pick it up. It was complete in good condition, so that's part of the reason I did it. But it's called Rhythm Heaven Fever, and it's a mini game type, or party mini game type game, and it says you got 50 plus games on there. And I really enjoy the local multiplayer type games for Nintendo. It's kind of fun when you have a lot of people over, and not all the people that I know play mature type games, so it's nice to have kind of a family friendly party game that doesn't require a lot of thinking and stuff like that. So, but I don't know, you guys tell me. I don't think this is rare, but I only see one copy every now and then at game stores, so I'm not sure about this one actually. Typically, Nintendo published games aren't that rare in my eyes, but I think this might be one of them, but I'm not exactly sure. Next game I'm showing is called Sam & Max Season 1. I thought I saw this on a couple of videos for like hidden gems, and that's the only reason I picked it up. And I haven't watched this video since, so I'm not sure if I actually picked up a good game or not. But this one was $2. It wasn't complete, but I figured for $2, and why not? I'll give it a shot. And if it was on that list of hidden gems, then I probably made a pretty good score. This isn't an expensive game. I don't think it's particularly rare, but I did see that this was potentially a hidden gems game for the Wii. So that's why I picked it up. And this next game is called Sega Superstars Tennis. Obviously, it's published by Sega. This was a whole $1. I was actually kind of surprised it was the $1. This, in my eyes, and I haven't played it, it looks like Sega's version of Mario Tennis. And that could be a good thing, could be a bad thing in some people's eyes. I think it's a good thing. I grew up with Sega. You know, I grew up with the Sega Nintendo clash and rivalry back in the early '90s and stuff. But I don't know. I figured for $1, if it's a decent tennis game, you know, I enjoy Mario Tennis. I'll probably enjoy Sonic Tennis. It's probably a lot worse than the Nintendo version of like Mario Tennis, but I'm sure it's not complete crap. So that's why I picked it up for $1. I don't think it's rare, but it's $1. This next game is called Silent Hill Shattered Memories, and I actually don't see this game that often. And again, it's a really strange phenomenon for me, at least. I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but when I look for a game and I can't find it, and then I finally buy the first copy that I see complete in good condition and stuff, I seem to find a copy at every other game store that I go to after that. It's a really strange phenomenon for me. But anyway, the Silent Hill Shattered Memories. It's actually it's a port. It's a PS2 game. It was a PS2 game. They also, I do believe they released this first on PS2. But I will say that the Wii controls are really good for this game, and it's not combat oriented. I believe there's no combat in it at all, but because you can just run away and you have to shake the nurses and stuff off. But the Wii controls work really well on this. So, and I'm gonna say this one is kind of rare. I don't see it that often, and if you see a complete copy, and it's a good game. Survival horror games usually keep their values pretty well over time. So this would be a game that I would put in any collection. And this one again was a little more on the pricey side, $15. So if you can pick up some of these games that I've mentioned for $15 and a buy two get one free, I'd highly recommend it. This next game I'm showing is called Tenchu Shadow Assassin. It's published by Ubisoft. And this was another cheap game. I think this was $2. It might have been $1 as well. And if you know anything about Tenchu games, they're usually, you're a ninja and they're kind of stealthy type games. I do believe this one uses Wii controls and stuff. I'm not sure if it's a good game either. I need to put some of these games in, but I've got so many, I got such a back catalog of games. I need to stick them in. I should probably just, most of the time I stick them in just to see if they work and see if things load and stuff. So, but I should probably play through some of these. But I've been playing Fallout 4 and Xenoblade Chronicles X and stuff like that. So those are pretty heavy, intensive, time-consuming games. But anyway, Tenchu Shadow Assassins. I would recommend putting in a collection. If you Tenchu games are normally pretty hard though, kind of like Ninja Gaiden. So if you're not into hard games, maybe I'd steer away from that one. And the next game I'm showing is called Arcade Hits. Man, I can't read that. Arcade Hits Pack, Gunblade New York and LA Machine Guns. Sorry. This was also $1. It's got 2 arcade games on it. I've never seen it, and I haven't heard of the arcade games, to be honest with you. Gunblade or LA Machine Gun. Have you guys heard of that? It's published by Sega, so they're Sega-owned properties, or at least they were financed by them. It wasn't complete, but for $1 or $2, I figured, well, why not? But that's why I picked it up, and I haven't seen it. I don't see it, but it's not like I look for the game, so I'm not sure if I've just overlooked this before, maybe disc only or something, or it just didn't catch my eye. But I'm like, I was bored that day, I couldn't find any games, so that's kind of why I picked it up. And then just on a side note and stuff, I did pick up a second copy of Little King's Story. That was the third $15 game I was talking about that I got for the buy two get one free. Really happy to find another copy of that game. I couldn't find anything else for $15 that I wanted, so I was like, I had this in my hand because I'm like, you know what, I've been buying a lot of doubles and stuff lately. And this is some of my shite that I have for the Nintendo Wii. I bought a Wii for like $2 with a bunch of games and stuff at a garage sale. That's why I have stuff like Jeopardy, My Fitness Coach 2, and Sega Bass Fishing. So don't hate too much on me. I took them to GameStop and I believe they offered me like I don't know, 40 cents for all 3 of them, and I'm just like, you know what, I'd rather keep them for 40 cents, even though they're crappy games. And then I picked up another copy of Destroy All Humans, Big Willie Unleashed. I know it's not a great game, but like I said, I'm working on getting doubles, and it was $1 game, so. But that's my update for my Nintendo Wii stuff. I picked up quite a bit. Pretty happy about my pickups, and any suggestions, because I'm kind of running low on stuff to get. I'm still looking for Lost in Shadow, and I just bought a Super Mario All Stars limited edition. You know, with the big box and the art book and the DVD and stuff. I just bought one of those on eBay. I won it yesterday. I won it for $40, which is a really good price for that game. Other than that, there isn't a lot I'm looking for on the Wii. Unchambara for the Wii, I'm still looking for. And like I said, Lost in Shadow, that I'm getting the All Stars. There isn't a lot. So if any of you guys got any suggestions for rare games that are missing out on my collection, I know there's quite a few. Like there's My Horse and Me, Fritz Chess, Menza Academy. There's some others, and some of them are kind of shovelware, so I'm not sure. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and join me on my 360 stuff that I'll be uploading next. So see you later, and join me next time.